There will come a point where no job is needed. You can have a job if you want to have a job for sort of personal satisfaction, but the AI will be able to do everything.
There's no question artificial intelligence will remake the workplace.
I actually thought that was an actual cyborg. I thought it was a robot. I'm not gonna lie. Today, we're diving into a question that feels straight out of a sci-fi thriller. Everyone's talking about humanoid robots, but is it just hype? But first, we've got some news about Meta, Instagram, Facebook, what they're going to be potentially doing in terms of charging you to gain access to Instagram and Facebook. Also, we've got an exciting new season of a Netflix series. If you're interested in technology, the future, if you're into all of that stuff, you won't want to miss this. So we've got all of that coming up after the intro.
Redesigned.
What's good, people? Welcome back to another episode of Redesigned. I'm the content producer, and this is the podcast where we talk about all things tech, digital culture, social change, everything from robotics, AI, crypto, social media, all of that stuff. We talk about it right here. But before we get into all of that, the answer to last week's soundbite challenge. Give yourself a pat on the back if you got this one right. The correct answer was GTA San Andreas. So that's the theme for GTA San Andreas. If you got that right, give yourself a pat on the back. Well done to you. But yeah, if you like all that kind of stuff, technology, future tech, anything where we just geek out on science, technology, the future, this is the place. So hit the like button and subscribe, and yeah, it helps get this out to more people and gives it a good old boost on the algorithm. Do you know what I'm saying? But yeah, anyway, let's get cracking. Let's get into this week's episode. Let me ask you a question. Have you ever dreamed of making your own movie or short film, but you felt kind of overwhelmed by how much technical skill is going to take, how much time it's going to take, and how much it's going to cost? But imagine a world where you could simply describe your idea and watch it come to life as a fully formed movie with characters, scripts, all of that stuff. That reality is literally here now. I actually can't believe how much progress this AI stuff has made just this year alone. And I'm talking about a platform called SkyReels. Now you can think of SkyReels as an incredibly advanced digital assistant for video creation. So it's not just about simple video editing, it's about automating almost the entire filmmaking process from script to screen. Like, trust me, this stuff is insane. You can literally type in your story idea or even upload one of your existing ones, and SkyReels will transform it into a professional screenplay. It doesn't just stop there. This AI can actually design characters that fit the mood of your story, allowing you to customize them or even use your own creations. And one of the great things about SkyReels that I've seen is that it has the ability to generate a detailed storyboard outlining every shot of your film and even letting you adjust things like camera angles as well. Then what comes next is the actual video generation itself, which can be generated in a very short time. So we're talking about 5 to 10 minutes. And it also handles the finer details, like automatically doing the lip sync movement. So pairing up the voices with what's happening on screen, and also adding captions as well. So it's basically like having a full production team at your fingertips, all powered by AI. The potential impact of this technology is huge. It's not to be understated. So for artists, educators, marketers, anyone who wants to create video content, SkyReels is going to dramatically reduce the time and resources that you need. But I'll say this though, it's not as simple as just going on there and typing stuff. You do need to still have a level of creativity, good ideas, and also, most importantly, imagination. One of the key things in this AI era is probably going to be your ability to improve your imagination. You got to start being creative, thinking outside of the box, asking more what if questions, playing with different scenarios, and just finding a space where you can originate. Because with all this AI stuff, you're going to see a shitload of content online. It's already happening. There's so much AI content out there. The timeline, the platforms, they're all going to get flooded. So you got to come up with really creative ideas to stand out, because by the time this catches on, everyone's going to be creating films, you know. The nice thing though is that it definitely levels the playing field, making video creation accessible to individuals and small teams who might not actually have the budget for traditional production. So many people have ideas that they've just sort of given up on because they didn't have the funds to create it. This is going to be a game changer. Now, SkyReels isn't just a closed off tool. The developers have actually made it open source. They've open sourced some of their core AI models like SkyReels V1, which is specifically designed for creating realistic AI short dramas with detailed control over character expressions and movements. Now, this model is even trained on high quality Hollywood level data, suggesting that there's a focus on delivering cinematic quality. Considering how fast AI is moving, it's exciting to imagine where SkyReels and similar technologies could be just within a year. And with the ongoing research and development, we might see even more sophisticated features like enhanced realism in character movements and interactions, more nuanced control over the different cinematic styles, and with even more integration with other creative AI tools as well. So yeah, definitely something to watch out for. And that platform is called SkyReels. Check it out. Not getting paid to promote them, but just letting you know, as we do on this platform, letting you know about all the latest tech and developments as I find out. Yeah, we're getting to a point where we're literally going to be able to be inside our own movies. Think about that for a second, how wild that is. Boy, I mean, a lot of people are going to be angry, especially the people who work in these industries, and I don't blame them. I don't blame them one bit. A lot of people are going to be angry. It's going to affect actors, it's going to affect voiceover artists, VFX people, special effects, illustrators, animators. It's going to affect so many different people. It's the fourth industrial revolution when you think about it. It is what it is. Whether we like it or not, AI is not stopping. It's not disappearing. It's not going anywhere. It's just going to keep on advancing. So yeah, let me know in the comments what you think. Would you be using something like that? Let me know what your thoughts are. So Meta, the owner of Facebook and Instagram, are now considering offering a paid subscription in the UK that's going to remove ads for users. How wild is that? Now, the potential move is similar to ad-free subscription that they already launched in the EU. And this consideration comes as Meta is currently navigating data privacy regulations and the increasing popularity of consent or pay models among online services. That's what's happening at the moment. So you've got regulatory bodies in the UK emphasizing that these companies need to be a lot more transparent when it comes to their data collection and what they're doing with users' data. And they've got to make a choice now, like give them the option to either opt in to seeing ads and being tracked, or given the option to pay for the opportunity to not be tracked and just have a ad-free experience. Now, they tested this out in the EU, and they actually charged people like £9.99 a month in euros, but then they actually dropped the price to £5 to £5.99, which is basically about £5 a month. But yeah, this is the state of social media right now, and they're not the only ones. Snapchat, X, which used to be Twitter, they exploring ad-free experiences, and it could get to the point where we're on a pay-to-play situation when it comes to social media, and I'm not surprised one bit. It's all about the money. People are not spending as much on adverts as they used to. The advertising landscape is changing. So naturally, as advertising is such a major part of social media's revenue, it's no surprise that they're going to be charging the users, especially with the privacy thing. If they can't make as much on ads because of privacy, then they're going to take the money in some other way. So always remember, if something is free, you are the product, and they are going to be able to cash in even more with the data. And I reckon that is because a lot of people, because they're so used to having social media at their disposal for free, there is no way that they're going to be, it's such a paradigm shift. There's no way they're going to be like, you know what, let me pay for Facebook, let me pay for Instagram. I don't know. I think it's just a ploy to cover their backs. So they've said, listen, we've given you the choice. It's up to you. Do you want to pay, or we're going to bombard you with ads? So that's basically it. Yeah, what do you think? Would you be paying £5 a month for Instagram access? Let me know in the comments. Okay, we got Black Mirror Season 7 coming on April 10th.
We'd like to welcome you back.
Ready?
Yeah. 3, 2.
And action.
They call it mind expanding. It alters your neuronal structure. The mind is a computer. Suddenly, we're not just more receptive. You become a receiver.
Proper looking forward to this one. Now, the 7th season is going to consist of 6 new episodes. The trailer just dropped last week. Now, the stories in Black Mirror take place in a near future world where technology's role in society has altered humanity. Recurring themes from past seasons such as human technology relationships, data privacy and surveillance, and virtual reality are likely to be explored in these new episodes as well. One of the 6 episodes will be a sequel to the season 4 episode USS Callister. This is the first time Black Mirror have actually done a direct sequel to another episode. It went on to win 4 Primetime Emmy Awards, so that one is back. Now, the 7th season will feature a variety of talent, including Awkwafina, Issa Rae, Rashida Jones, Chris O'Dowd, and Tracy Ellis Ross, among others. It appears to heavily focus on artificial intelligence and its potential dangers, reflecting current real-world developments and concerns. So yeah, definitely something to look out for. I will be looking forward to it, coming out on April 10th. Definitely one of my top 5 Netflix series of all time, Black Mirror. Any tech fans, any geeks out there who like that kind of stuff, trust me, Black Mirror is the one.
Mario!
He's back. All you had to do was ask. Super Mario Bros. 3 from Nintendo. Now you're playing with power.
Science fiction has long shaped how we think about robots. From R2-D2 to Ex Machina's Ava, iRobot Sonny, Short Circuit's Johnny 5, and even RoboCop, Hollywood has given us a wide spectrum of artificial beings. Some are lovable companions, others are cautionary tales of AI gone wrong. Channel 4's Humans offered a more grounded yet unsettling vision of a world where humanoid robots, known as Synths, became household staples. Designed to help in everyday tasks, these machines blurred the lines between worker, companion, and something far more complex. As Synths evolved beyond their intended purpose, society was forced to confront questions of AI consciousness, ethical boundaries, and human relationships in a world increasingly shared with intelligent machines. But how close are we to this reality? The fusion of AI and robotics is no longer just science fiction, it's happening now. Some find this exciting, a sign of progress, while others see it as a terrifying step towards a future where robots don't just work alongside us but begin to replace us in ways that we never expected. Right now, most people think of robots as just gimmicks. You've probably seen Boston Dynamics Atlas Bot doing backflips, or maybe Figure AI's humanoid robot gripping objects with surprising precision. But don't be fooled, these aren't just party tricks. Atlas can navigate complex terrain, and Figure AI is also working on robots with dexterity rivaling human hands. Companies such as 1X Technologies, which I mentioned last week, they're developing robots that could integrate into human workspaces, while Tesla is working on its Optimus bot, a humanoid robot designed for repetitive factory tasks and eventually household use. Meanwhile, Nvidia is pushing the boundaries of robotics AI, providing the processing power that enables these machines to learn, adapt, and function more seamlessly. So joining this technological revolution, Unitree Robotics has dramatically lowered the entry barrier to robotics with their Go 1 series, bringing what was once $1 million technology to consumers for under $3,000. So that's really accessible in comparison. Then you've got the agile dog-like robots, increasingly visible in public spaces and research labs, demonstrating how quickly advanced locomotion technology is moving from military applications to mainstream accessibility. What starts as entertainment today could soon translate into real-world applications, from disaster recovery to warehouse automation. But here's the real question. Are these just expensive toys, or are they the building blocks of a future robotic workforce? Imagine a world where humanoid robots take over tasks we find too dangerous, too tedious, or even too time-consuming. Robots are already stepping in. In elderly care, robotic assistants are already being trialed to help with everything from lifting patients to providing companionship. Studies are showing mixed reactions. Some people find them helpful, others find them a little bit unsettling. In factories, automation has improved safety, reducing workplace accidents. But let's be real, robots don't call in sick, they don't take breaks, they don't need sick pay, they don't demand wages. So what does that mean for human workers? The conversation is shifting from can robots do our jobs to what happens when they actually do. Now, there's a reason why we love R2-D2 but find humanoid robots like Sophia unsettling. Enter the Uncanny Valley, a phenomenon where robots that look almost but not quite human trigger an eerie discomfort. It's the same kind of unease you get when you are looking at a wax figure, for example. Too lifelike, yet something's off. Now, scientists have studied this reaction for years, and while AI can make robots smarter, we're still kind of struggling with making them relatable rather than creepy. Will we ever truly accept robots that mimic human behavior, or will they forever exist in that eerie space between fascination and fear? Now, we don't need a Terminator-style apocalypse to worry about robots. The takeover is already happening, just in a different way.
There's no question artificial intelligence will remake the workplace. Recent analysis from investment firm Goldman Sachs looked at the global impact and found AI could replace 300 million full-time jobs, including positions in the legal and engineering fields. Let's bring in Martin Ford. He is an author and futurist who specializes in the rise of AI and robots. So let's talk about AI. Are there any jobs you think are safe?
Well, I think in the long run, if AI becomes, truly superhuman in its capability, then perhaps not. But for the foreseeable future, I think there are lots of jobs that are safe. AI is primarily going to impact jobs that are very predictable, routine, repetitive. But the thing to understand is that will include a lot of jobs that we wouldn't normally associate with automation. Often people think about robots in factories being threatened, which is certainly true. But there are going to be a great many white-collar jobs that will also be impacted by this. If you're sitting in front of a computer doing something relatively routine and predictable, whether it's writing the same report again or doing the same kind of spreadsheet analysis, all of that is definitely going to be impacted. So it could be very broad-based.
Automation has already eliminated millions of jobs. Truck drivers, factory workers, customer service agents. These roles are being swallowed up by AI and robotics, and there's going to be more to come. Now, we have to ask, who benefits from this shift? Are we creating a society where the wealthy own the robots and everyone else is left scrambling? Now, without careful regulation and planning, this dystopian future we fear may be less about killer robots and more about economic devastation. That's what people should fear the most, if we're being real. Now, let's talk about one of the most controversial applications of humanoid robots: companionship and intimacy.
Hello.
How do you feel about her?
Oh man, she's amazing.
Do you want to be my friend?
Of course.
Sex robots and AI-driven companions are already on the market, and they're becoming more advanced. But what happens when people form emotional bonds with machines? Could robots replace human relationships, or are they just filling a void created by modern dating struggles? There's also the ethical question: are we objectifying women by mass-producing female humanoid robots designed primarily for male consumers? And for those who argue these robots could help disabled individuals or those struggling with loneliness, where do we actually draw the line? Think of movies like Ex Machina, and Blade Runner 2049, stories where humans form deep, sometimes destructive relationships with artificial beings. As AI blurs the line between synthetic and real, could our emotional connections be reprogrammed? And what would that mean for traditional human relationships? Studies show that romantic and sexual relationships are actually declining, with men and women increasingly disconnected from one another. Could robots widen that gap even further, or are they just a symptom of deeper societal shifts? Humans painted a striking picture of a world where humanoid robots disrupted life in ways we never anticipated. Initially designed for just everyday tasks, they quickly forced society to confront questions of AI consciousness, human purpose, and the impact of synthetic life on real relationships. As in Humans, real-world advancements in AI bring up difficult ethical dilemmas. If we create machines that can think and feel, do we treat them as tools or do we treat them as something more? And if we grow too reliant on them, what does that mean for our own humanity? So where do you stand? Are humanoid robots the next step in human evolution, a tool of convenience, or a dangerous path? I want to hear your thoughts. Join the conversation in the comment section as always. I'd love to know what you think. All right, it is time for this week's Soundbite Challenge. We're going to count it down. You ready? 3, 2, 1. I might have to start giving clues next week because these are gonna get harder and harder. Pause. If you got the correct answer, let me know in the comment section, and the correct answer will be revealed next week.
You are scrolling through an endless digital labyrinth where strange websites, bizarre posts, and conspiracy theories collide. A place where cursed videos autoplay, deep dive subreddits unravel reality, and the comment sections of social media posts spiral into madness. The algorithm is pulling you deeper, but where does it lead? Is it addiction? Is it the truth? Or just another glitch in the system? Welcome to Scrolling Deep. Scrolling Deep. Scrolling Deep.
So I saw this post on artificial intelligence. I'll just read the handle. It's an Instagram account, and it is a video of Jack Dorsey. He's the guy that founded Twitter before it was bought by Elon Musk. And he says, algorithms are programming us. It is very hard to predict what they're going to do, and that's where the danger comes in. Let's check it out.
I mean, like, keep pulling the thread on what people want to use it for. I think it's less about free speech. I think it's more about, do we get to choose how the algorithms are programming us? Because the algorithms are definitively programming us. It's very, very hard to tell what an algorithm is going to do and predict what it's going to do. And that's where the danger comes in. But if I can choose what algorithm filters my tweets and what I get to see, and I have, instead of like an app store, an algorithm store where I get to put these on my timeline, then I have a lot more agency in the content and the experience. And I think it ends up creating a much healthier relationship with the technology. And I'm not just speaking about Twitter. This is for YouTube and for financial technologies. We are being programmed. These algorithms know our preferences better than us. That's only going to increase. How do we increase agency at the individual level? It's by choice. It's by being able to turn off the algorithm. It's by being able to choose different algorithms. It's by being able to make my own algorithm.
You're on. I think that's a good idea, you know. I don't know. What do you think? Imagine being able to choose your algorithm. Because it's true what he said. They are programming us. They are programming society because ultimately they decide what you see, what the masses are seeing all day, every day. Because everyone's walking around like this, you know, kind of like deciding what radio station you're tuned into. Makes you think. Let's continue. This girl is an insane actor. I actually thought, for a minute, that was an actual cyborg. I thought it was a robot. I'm not gonna lie. That looks insane. I had to ask myself, wait, is she real or is she not? But anyway, let's continue. Hey, these AI videos are insane. You know, I started making some, yeah. Watch out for the AI. I'm going to be making some AI stories. Here's a little clip of one I did earlier. Just messing around with it. Check it out. Yeah, going to be doing more of that. And yeah, it's an exciting time. It's definitely an exciting time for content creators, content production in general. It's all about figuring out how to leverage these tools and tell your story. What else we got? What else have we got? I said, ladies, your time is running out. You know, this is what I was talking about earlier with the companions. What a world we're living in. I think men and women need to get their act together, and I do hope that this whole gender war thing does reverse itself somehow naturally, but it doesn't look like it is. And the whole loneliness epidemic, I just think that humanity is moving mad since the internet. The inception of the internet has caused a lot of problems, and here we are. I don't know, what do you think? So yeah, just to recap, this is the year where you're going to hear a lot more about humanoid robots. The mainstream are going to start pushing it. Yeah, remember I said that the mainstream are going to start pushing the whole idea of humanoid robots. The other day I saw an advert for a robot kitchen. I'm actually going to go and see it. I have an appointment booked to go and see it. So literally it's a automated robotic chef. God knows how much it's going to cost. But yeah, it'd be fascinating to see that. And yeah, we're definitely on a way to a future where there is going to be less jobs for everyone, and the meaning of life will become different. So when a lot of that starts being automated, next they're talking about accountants, they're talking about admin staff, graphic designers. A lot of those jobs are going to be going. Anything where it's a repetitive task, or you're working in an office doing data entry, that kind of stuff, they're on borrowed time, and robots are going to be doing all of that stuff. So yeah, interesting times we're living in. Definitely interesting times we're living in. But anyway, hope you enjoyed the episode, and if you like this kind of stuff, if you enjoyed it, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe so you don't miss another episode. New episodes are out every Thursday here on YouTube, and also all audio podcast platforms. With that being said, stay safe, stay curious, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now.